and welcome to John D. Hansen here in Osseo, Minnesota. It's home of the Osseo Orioles, but this is all about Saturday Night Soccer and MPSL. The season winding down and a couple of postseason-minded squads matching up here in Osseo. First, of course, the host, Minneapolis City, top of the table right now at 8-0-4. Still have not taken an L this year. They're looking to make sure that doesn't change tonight. 28 points. And Duluth FC makes the trip down here at 7-1-4, and they're chasing the Crows with 25 points. A lot of implications, potential title clinching activities taking place if you're the home team, and potential flipping of the script, looking at tiebreakers if you're Duluth, and that's what makes this so much fun. It was a 1-1 draw May 26th. As the players begin to take the field here, let's look at the starting lineups, and we will start with the Crows. Third season with Minneapolis City is Matt Elder. He's in net, and then defensively across the board, we're looking at Wisconsin native St. Thomas, MIAC Player of the Year at one point, defender Mark Height, and then into Miles Norville, Max Kent. You might hear about him in a moment from my guest in booth with me, and Aaron Olson on the back line. Midfielders, you're looking at Max Stegwart, a couple of goals in the season for him, and Ian Smith. He's looking to redeem himself. It was a tough one on the goal line last week for him, or Wednesday night, I should say, but he's looking to continue his usually stout ways this evening. And what's cool is Justin Oliver, St. Thomas graduate, former member of the Twin Stars. He is a U23 call-up. He made his debut with the squad on Wednesday night. He's making his first start this evening. Tim Wills, a goal on Wednesday night as well versus VSLT. He'll be the man in the middle. And Will Kidd, who set up the game winner in the 86th minute to Juan Lewis on Wednesday night. He will be on the right side. Up top, Nick Hutton in just 10 matches this year, 5 goals, very productive. Number 14, Nick Hutton. And now to the adversaries. It'll be Hoffner in net, number 44. It'll be Wakabayashi, number 26. Bental. Tyre, number 5. Villegas, 16. Corcoran, number 22. Mr. Moore, number 19. Watt, 25. Cathiria, 13. Mr. Castro, number 8. And then up top, Kyle Farrar, number 20. Now, a couple of things to watch, and that's where I bring in someone that I absolutely love. And he loves this squad. You know why? Because he's the sporting director of this squad. So the intel is rich with Mr. John Bisworm. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well, man. Nervous, not gonna lie.
So you got a couple of scenarios here. You got a point to clinch a playoff spot.
Correct.
NPSL playoffs on the brain, but 3 points, you know what that does.
Yes, I do know what that brings, and that's why I'm a little nervous today. I was talking to some people earlier today, and the reason why I get nervous is because I can't directly impact anything that's happening on the field.
That's
when
right.
I was a player, I could. So I'm less nervous when I'm actually on the field than I am right now.
Well, you get to hang out up here with me.
Absolutely.
Be a spectator to the action. Provide some great analysis and conversation with me. And again, that 3 points tonight for the Crows leads to a division title and a guaranteed number 1 top spot of the table. A couple of guys to watch this evening. From your vantage point, catbird seat, sporting director John Bisworm. You know this team as well, and if not better than anybody. Give me 2 names that you're going to be paying attention to.
Absolutely. I think the first one is on the back line in Max Kent. We've seen Max Kent come in and have stellar performances against a lot of very good attacking players in this conference. Today, he goes up against the return of Kyle Farrar, and that name should be familiar if you're a division, you watch this division. He's an incredible striker. He does things good with his back to goal, and he also does things good when he's going at goal. So if Max can equalize him as well as the long ball with off the head that he can kind of gobble up, I think we'll be in a good standing. I think the next person, obviously, is Justin Oliver making his first start.
Yeah.
First team All-America last year in his senior year at St. Thomas. Went off, did some tryouts with the USL, didn't work out. Started and played with Caw Valley of the PDL in Lawrence, Kansas, and then decided to come home. And with the injury bug that we had, Eric, there was a home for him. We're glad to have him. And I think him coming off of the wing with his speed and his ability to make off-the-ball runs is something that I know Duluth hasn't seen from us in the last 2 years of playing against them.
It is a bit of a mash unit. Now, you guys plan for this depth via the U23s and really just establishing yourself here in the community. And, you know, bodies on the field isn't necessarily an issue, but, you know, whether it's Whitney Brown, it was Isaac Frent, you know, several weeks ago.
Ben Wexler.
Ben Wexler is now, unfortunately, he's in the stands being a fan, cheering on his teammates
Right,
when he'd rather be out there.
Right.
And then Martin Brown got nicked up a little bit on Wednesday night.
VSLT, yeah.
So the ankle biters got to him. Now Martin is out. You know, it's interesting. Your two top scorers this year, the Brown brothers, neither of them active for this evening, but you still got to feel pretty good about what you're able to put out there in substitution.
Absolutely, I think so. And these guys, if they haven't played together, we talked a little bit about last time we were together in the booth. If these guys haven't played together before with City, they played together growing up. And that's the benefit of having, you know, all local players. But you know what? It's time to strap up the boots and kick this one off, Eric.
Let's go, and action is underway here at John D. Hanson. Early possession. Oof. Now Ian Smith getting it back to Elder to clear it out there.
Get those nerves out early, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. And a mistake on my part, of course, in the starting lineup. It looks like Abdallah Ba is making the start, not Mark Height. Mark Height is available, though, in substitution if needed, correct?
Correct. Mark Height is on the bench today.
Okay.
It's an early ball outside to Oliver. Let's see what can happen out of this.
His first start. Nice job defensively for Duluth, keeping him at bay. It was a spark plug off the bench, I thought. Immediately making impact, pushing forward, and stressing on VSLT when he made that debut last week, didn't he?
Yep, absolutely. He was. Looks like the referee took advantage away there, but City will take the foul call there. But to get back to your question, sorry. Yes, he makes, like I said, very dynamic runs, and you saw he cleared out the space, which eventually was filled by Juan Luis for the game-winning goal last week. Or sorry, Wednesday. Seems like over a week ago.
It feels like forever ago.
It does.
But here we are. And a bit muggy. It's not 100 degrees like it was just a day ago here in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. Stigward battling with Corcoran and losing that battle, but now possessing. It's Aaron Olson. Physical early. That's Castro on the ball. Now to Villegas. Villegas hits the turf. Fell like a feather. It'll be a free kick, Duluth FC.
So are we going to go by yellow today for the refs instead of green like last time?
I like yellow.
Okay. Looks like yellow's on top of early calls, which is good.
It is good. Keeps things from getting out of hand. 2 red cards, I believe, last week. Aiden Hill and Alberto Siroy, red cards for Duluth FC versus the Twin Stars. So they will be unavailable tonight. Now Hutton back pass to Justin Oliver. He's got it in the middle for Wills, playing decoy just behind.
This is what you'll see a lot of, Eric. When Duluth does win the ball possession in their defensive third, the immediate pass they're looking for is up top to Farrar.
And it looked like it was potentially one of those right there. Deflected and sent back to Hoffler. Now Tyre. Villegas. Entering the 4th minute here. Both teams still feeling each other out. Both teams with an opportunity to walk away solidifying postseason position. Going long, it's Watt. Tracking is Olsen. He's not going to fool around with it. He'll just let that clear out, but it'll stay in now. And Farrar lets it dribble out the touchline. VSLT still in that 3rd spot in this division, John. The best they can finish with, however, is 29 points, which is why a point guarantees you, with that heavy goal differential that the Crows have accumulated, an opportunity to win most tiebreakers.
You know who's lurking below them? Med City. And who does Med City play on the last game of the season?
They're up in Duluth.
Actually, Duluth is at Med City, I believe.
Duluth is in Med City?
I believe so, yes.
Uh-oh.
I could be corrected. That's what I believe is correct. But, you know, last year the Crows, with really nothing to play once we got there because we knew we weren't going to be making the playoffs, beat
Med City
1-0, and that knocked them out of playoff contention.
Now Farrar getting it forward here. Possessing in the center, ball over the head of Catheria, cleared out. Now Castro keeps it in. Smith able to slow it down. Nice pressure by Watt and Duluth, making it difficult. Ultimately, it's Norville who clears it out. And now Castro. Nice possession here for Duluth. No swap sides. Wakabayashi. Will's the goal scorer on Wednesday night as Oliver's trying to go long for Hutton. He may not have the wheels to get there.
What did you get out of Tim Wills at the number 10 spot? Everyone knows him as a target striker for us, but like we talked about last time we were together again, he's one of those guys that he's a pass-first player, and he likes to do the dirty work. So at the 10 spot, look for him to kind of disrupt Corcoran, and number 8 would be Castro. Look for him to disrupt them so they can't get that early ball into Farrar.
Wakabayashi with the throw-in, scoreless here. Farrar battling with Max Kent. He'll just push it back to Elder. Nearly a clean sheet for Mr. Elder on Wednesday night. An incredible strike from Pedro Galliano for VSLT was the equalizer. Took drama, 86th minute drama from Juan Lewis to ice the 3 points for the Crows. It's been the impressive thing for Minneapolis City throughout the 2018 campaign. A squad that at times, as it did on Wednesday, you can frustrate them.
It's a good first touch by Will Kidd there.
Yeah, that'll be a throw-in for Minneapolis City. At times, Max Stiegwart on Wednesday night, as he actually controls it there. Big body of Corcoran, drawing the foul there. But at times frustrating in the midfield, having trouble connecting on long passes moving forward. But then suddenly 2, 3, 4 passes connect. First goal, you get the long throw in from Nick Hutton. Didn't know that he had the cannon on him. And then in the second goal, beautiful job by Will Kidd actually stepping in and being able to get that cross to Juan Lewis.
Left-footed too.
And that's been the consistency of this team, and that's why they're undefeated. Finding ways to create their own offense. In some cases, big spot situations as they did on Wednesday.
Let's look for Matt Eller to get one out here. Well, curse of the commentator.
Maybe
right?
next time.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like City needs to kind of clear their lines and see if we can get something moving forward. We've been pinned back on their defensive heels.
Ba on the touch line.
It's a good run by Will Kidd here if we can get him sprung.
Norville trying to get there. Now Stiegwart all over Katheria. Able to control. He'll go out. Wakabayashi wasn't able to do anything with it. Crows faithful, beautiful turnout here on a Saturday. John D. Hanson Stadium in Osseo. He's got Kidd moving forward. Oof.
That was just a whole lot of what could have been, right?
Yeah, and that's been what Will Kidd has been doing for the Crows really all season long. Only 3 goals, but he's created 3 penalties by being physical in the box. Now Joe Watt. Joe Watt on an island with Olsen. Abdallah Ba not fooling around. He'll just try to get it out.
Joe Watt's an interesting player. You look at his body type and you think center back, or you think maybe target striker, but he's pretty smooth on the ball for being such a tall guy, playing it out on the wing there.
And certainly somebody to watch. Olsen has not had trouble 1v1 with most people this season, but that's been really a credit to the success of Duluth, is the big body in Farrar, and Joe Watt's been, of course, just from a physical presence standpoint, a significant part of that as well.
It's like Wakabayashi wore his long throw-in sleeve today.
Let's see if it works. Incredibly disappointing, but Katheria able to head it through. Now Watt tracking back. Stiegwart with a head on it. Norville matching up with Bental.
Counterattack time
now
here.
Counter time. Kidd's got a mile of space in front of him. Hutton's got to stay on side, which he does not. But
Corner
it's
kick.
deflected by Villegas. It shall go out with what appears to be the first corner of the evening for Minneapolis City.
You maybe want Will Kidd to look the opposite flank to Oliver making that run. I think Nick Hutton might have been offsides there.
He was offside by 2-3 yards, no doubt about it. So Hutton has to watch that there, but a corner. So still an offensive opportunity here for Minneapolis City. And it's the 10th minute. Neither keeper tested thus far.
An early goal for City would be just the doctor order here, Eric.
Here's the delivery forthcoming from Mr. Stiegwer. He'll put it in on the backside, and it's too far for everybody, but Will Kidd will possess it. Now deflected inside, ultimately cleared out. And Farrar tracking it. Nice job by Olsen and Bob. Bit of composure on the back end there, and they'll send it back in. Wakabayashi. Now controlling, miscommunication, Katheria. Now Castro. Now outside, that's Moore. Now Castro possessing it in the touch, easily corralled by Elder. One of the elder statesmen with Minneapolis City.
Duluth is definitely a team that likes to work from the outside in, and that was definitely a good example of it. They whip in good passes.
Now Smith and Kidd, nice turn for him.
Oh, that's got to be a card.
Appeared to be pulled down.
You got to go to the book right there. It was definitely a goal-scoring opportunity for City.
If there's no card, Yellow's just thinking maybe they tripped each other, as they did both go down.
Yeah, that one's an interesting one. But, you know, that the good thing about that is, regardless if it's a card or not, the next one it definitely is, wherever it is on the field.
Indeed.
He may get a talking to. What do you think happens here, Eric? Stiegward on frame, or do you think he's going to serve it in?
Well, this high line with Duluth, it is an opportunity if you had somebody making a run to potentially make it work. And they'll go opposite. Now Kent with a head on it. It's going to be too far for Norville.
And he's giving it to City. I don't know about that one.
I did not see the deflection. I thought it was off of Max Kent. The home crowd does not appear to be arguing. Now, the long throw in Nick Hutton. The assist to one Tim Wills, able to get a head on it on the backside just Wednesday night against VSLT.
Okay, they got the call correct.
And now, here we are.
Are they calling offsides? They're calling it offsides there. Interesting.
Once again, NPSL, without the advantage of VAR, forced to trust Yellow.
We'll try getting that into the budget next year.
I like it.
No promises.
13th minute, Castro. Villegas.
Quick one here.
Oliver indeed getting it in quickly. Now to Smith and now Stiegwer.
Stiegwart's holding onto the ball a little bit too long, and Duluth's definitely closing down on him today.
Now Bob pushing forward for Hutton.
Hutton's in.
Ben Tall with the physicality. And Hoffler corrals him.
That's what you get out of Nick Hutton, track star.
Villegas. Tire.
Good step by Will Kidd.
Forward for Stiegwer, you got numbers. Wills
Oliver.
Forward for Oliver. If he can get the right foot on it, he'll try to cross it. Ben Tall sliding defensively to push that out for a corner. Don't you want in this case?
Actually, no, it went off Oliver.
It did go back off?
Yeah, it was a good
Goal
tackle
kick
by
it
Ben
is.
Tall.
Do you want your guy Oliver in his first start to be selfish
I think you.
and put that thing on frame and just test Hoffler in nearly the 14th minute or 15th minute of the match?
If it were me, I let it fly from the parking lot. So, yes, I'd like to see him take a shot there.
Now Duluth headed the other way. Joe Watt outrunning Norville. Gives him the stiff arm. And now Kent.
Good D.
Miles Norville, the Barbados native. Luther College as well.
All legs.
He's all legs, but he's just consistent. He's reliable. Good year and contribution from Miles Norville. Good play there as well. Here's Ba on the ball. Looking to work with somebody here. The aforementioned Norville. Now push it forward for Hutton. It appears the offside flag will be up.
I don't know about that call.
I would have disagreed with that myself as well, as Moore is now going the other way on the quick restart. Switching it now to Watt near side. Olsen 1v1. Now Moore, shot on frame. Nice job by Kent tracking him.
Player to watch, Eric.
Player to watch. Now Smith clearing that out. See if Hutton can make a turn or find somebody. He trips over it. Now Farrar v. Kent. Again, Kent the man in the middle and the right spot to be. Moore skies it. Goal kick. Minneapolis City.
Citizens are all over that man bun right now.
The ruthless.
They are ruthless.
Minneapolis City citizens. And a cool crowd out here. You know, all this made possible, by the way. Great companies like Little Caesars. Now forward, let's see if Hoffner corrals.
It's a good combination play. Just that final pass seems to be falling down for City today.
Final pass, something in which we're hoping we'll see improve throughout the state of this match. But thanks again to big companies like Little Caesars, Summer Brewery, courtesy of St. Paul, Twin Cities Orthopedics, supporting great local soccer like the Crows. Those are three organizations that do it right, do it well. And for anybody watching this, get to MPLSCitySC.com. Simply enough, fall in love with the Crows.
It's never too late to buy a membership.
See what you're missing. Memberships in vogue. Cool merch. Murdered out sleeves. Not sure what that means, but I love it. MPLSCitySC.com. Just one match left in this campaign. But of course, it's never too early, and it's all good all year to get to MPLSCitySC.com. Now Norville is going long again.
Good first touch by Nick Hutton. Let's see if he can get.
Hutton, he's making the turn. Ben Tall not fast enough, and he will put it forward.
It's a good ball. If Will Kidd's anticipating that, that might be a shot on frame.
Wakabayashi screwing around with it. Now Hoffner gets it out. A little bit of sweat on the Duluth goalkeeper's brow.
Tim Wills is doing a fantastic job tracking back today.
In the absence of Martin Brown, 6 goals for him in 12 matches here in 2018. Bit of an ankle knock a week ago, or just 4 days ago, I should say. VSLT. Tim Wills scored a goal on Wednesday, and now he's here playing in that spot. And now Kidd. Villegas. Oliver, now forward for Kidd, just too far. Hoffner has that one. 18th minute.
I don't think that ball ever stopped. It was a big thing in the Portugal game today. The ball not stopping on restart plays towards the end of the game.
Yes, it was.
Some said it might have cost them because they were eating into their own time.
Mm-hmm. At Portugal, Ronaldo eliminated. You can just basically say Ronaldo feels like a one-man operation over there. The heart of Lisbon. Cristiano Ronaldo. 2-1 losers to Uruguay. Now forward for Hutton. Hoffner's got to get his wheels on. He does. Out of danger there.
Good job keeping that in by the goalkeeper.
Oh, yeah. Corcoran.
It's a good first touch by Moore.
He'll take the left-footed shot.
Tom Corcoran actually was with City for a little bit, Eric. He featured for us in the U.S. Open Cup run 2 years ago in the victory over Oakland, which I believe was the first match you called for the Crows.
I believe this may be my 9th or 10th time I have called a game, but you're right. The first time it was 2 goals from Whitney Brown.
It was.
Against Oakland County. That was how does it feel to be undefeated in that cup run, but actually not have any hardware to prove?
You know, it sucked, to be completely honest with you.
Tough subject.
Yeah, you know.
Just have to cross that off.
Yeah, cross that one off the list. But,
okay.
you know, you can't fault the fact there are rules, and we kind of walked the tight line on that one, and you look for maybe some leniency on U.S. Soccer, but as you've seen in the past, U.S. Soccer tends to favor on the big guy, not the little guy.
Very fairly and astutely put. Now free kick.
We're still waiting for the Kansas City Sporting KC to challenge us for the ultimate winner of that cup.
Well, check your spam. Corcoran putting that free kick in. Now numbers going the other way. Hutton's got the burners on. Oliver trying to find him. He'll push forward. That's got to be body-to-body contact. They'll say it's 50-50. Crows fans looking for the penalty. Wakabayashi.
I don't know about that one, Eric.
Wakabai tightrope that connection right there. Collision with Nick Hutton. Would not have been surprised for yellow to point to the spot there. Beautiful pass. Great timing from Justin Oliver there as well. And now Farrar just grabs Ian Smith by the shoulders and tosses him by the wayside.
Cleaned up his mistake. Once again, Oliver not being selfish. Maybe the third time here we'll let him be a little bit selfish.
Now Wills. Nice pressure by Castro. Forces it back to Kent now. Looking for Oliver. It's Tyre in the middle.
Some bilingual chants here by the citizens.
Good vibe here at John D. Hanson. On the one end, you have the Crows. You guys get 3 points tonight. You're hoisting.
You know, don't like to talk about that.
I understand, but I love talking about it.
I know
so
you do.
You don't have to say anything. I'll do all the talking.
I don't have to answer that, Eric.
But we do know that a point at least guarantees playoff soccer for Minneapolis City.
I'm the pitcher pitching a no-hitter, sitting by himself wearing the jacket over his shoulder in the dugout.
I get it. You have not changed your undergarments in days.
Nope, haven't shaved, haven't done anything different.
22 minutes into this one. And we've had some good activity in front of goal on both sides, but ultimately very short on chances on frame, shots on target, minimal.
See if Abdallah Ba can't get one here.
Now Hutton
handball.
Gotta be.
Oh, referee.
And yellow's going the other way. Now Corcoran, quick restart. It's more up the touchline. Now Farrar. There's Kent. But Farrar will get by him. He's got Katheria in the middle, just behind Katheria. Otherwise that.
I'm not sure what the referee saw there on that foul. It looked as if there was a handball.
I thought there was a deflection directly up into Castro's right arm.
I mean, they were both bodying for position, good aggressive play, but I didn't necessarily think it was a foul.
I did not either. No harm done in this case, although the turnover from Smith. Now Moore headed the other way. Here's Farrar pushing forward for Moore. Can he get he'll get the left foot on shot.
Good save,
Elder. Save by Elder.
That's Ian Smith's third giveaway today in the center of the field, and you can see how dangerous they are when your number 6 is giving the ball away there in that spot.
Bad timing, bad giveaways leading to some very lopsided opportunities for the visitors. Elder making a big spot save there. Wakabayashi now to Tyre. Bental.
Comes the long ball. Attempted long ball.
Now Wakabayashi walking his way up the touchline. Not able to find him. Now Ba headed the other way. See if he can get it forward for Hutton, trying to make a run. Now Hutton. But he's got to turn. It's Moore on his back right now. Trying to keep possession of it. May have deflected off of Wakabayashi. It will be a throw-in for Minneapolis City.
Hutton didn't have a whole lot of friends in white shirts getting into the box for him there.
No, you want to see people making runs there. But he did back himself into a corner a bit there. And it was a nice job by Moore and Wakabayashi kind of double-teaming him from that standpoint. Now controlling it, Ba trying to put it into the center. Headed out. by Corcoran. Smith. Now Norville looking for Tim Wills. Kind of a bad turn by Wills there, but height-wise, he wasn't going to stand a chance against Tyre. This will go out, be a throw-in for the Crows. 25th minute. Deflecting off of Villegas. Give it back to Minneapolis. Now Oliver.
Don't want to foul there.
Now pushing on Corcoran. And he does indeed commit the foul.
He was very unhappy with that call, but he did kick the guy.
Most players are astonished when a referee calls a whistle on them.
Good work by Ba.
Nice footwork there by Abdallah.
Maybe want Max Kent to kick that one into next week instead of trying to play the easy header there.
Possession back to Minneapolis City eventually, though. Now Hutton. Bad back pass to Stigward. Now Castro's rolling.
Castro's a tidy player. He's been playing well.
He is. Nice defense by Yellow, stepping in on Castro there shortly. Now Corcoran. Way too much for Farrar.
That's Corcoran's game. He likes to spray those balls out into the corners on the diagonal to his oncoming wingers. That time, no one really there to get to it.
He got a little too excited about it. Two quality teams, May 26th. Up in Duluth, it was a 1-1 draw. And once again here this evening, we're seeing a very evenly matched contest. No whistle that time on Oliver, just a throw in for the home team.
Villegas seems to be having trouble with the ball on his foot.
Couple of bad clearances, couple poor passes. And that time he just lost his footing on the turf, Mr. Villegas.
That's a great
Now
ball by
wide to
Tim
Hutton,
Wills.
who is onside. He'll center it now. Oliver, can he get the left foot on it? He does.
Ooh.
Hoffelner.
Starting to come, Eric.
The opportunities attacking-wise, getting more frequent. And you love that ball to Hutton there.
Yeah, that was a great pass by Tim Wills. That's what he does. He gets the ball, he turns, and he looks to find someone.
Consummate teammate, Tim Wills. This is his third season, a couple of goals in the last 3 Open Cup matches for him. And again, the goal last week as well. Total of 6. Tied for the team lead in 2018. Total of 13 games, Tim Wills. Now Corcoran just throwing cleats up in the air. It'll be too far. Not sure if that was intended for Hutton or what it was. Ba getting up, Corcoran offering a pleasantry. And here we are.
Good to see that instead of what could follow when two players go close to each other after a foul.
Exactly. It's only the 28th minute, though, John. If it's the 88th minute and that happens, maybe the reaction is different. Now Farrar having to track back for that one. It'll be a throw-in for Duluth.
The heat's playing a little bit of a factor today. I think that you can see a lot of, on both sides, a lot of tired passes, a lot of standing around, guys not making runs, letting balls roll out of bounds. It definitely does play a factor into the mental piece of the game.
The heat and the humidity as Castro on net from distance. Elder had his angle. And all remains well for Minneapolis City. Heat and humidity. Heat index in excess of 110 yesterday. A ridiculously hot day in the Twin Cities Metro as Castro just relentless.
Terrible giveaway by Max Kent.
Now Ba trying to find help. Squeezes it through to Smith. Now switching to Hutton. Hutton some space. Waiting for somebody to make a run. Now it's Oliver. Bad first touch. Squandered by Hoffelner, who may have connected with his own guy. Hoffelner down in clear pain, holding his head. And I thought he connected with his own teammate, although he's screaming at Justin Oliver.
And now he's screaming at the training staff and the referee. I didn't see anything in that, really.
Yeah, it was tough. He made the big...
Now he's screaming at the sideline official. I mean, you don't want to mess around with head injuries, but
Absolutely
I didn't necessarily see one occur there. There may have been contact, but David Bloomquist, trainer extraordinaire from Twin Cities Orthopedics, will check him out and get him all patched up.
Yeah, without the advantage of replay, it's tough to tell. Initially, I thought it was his teammate who made the contact with him. Clearly, I must be incorrect because Hoffelner very, very unhappy with Oliver.
I think he came out looking for contact and then went down when there was maybe slight contact.
Yeah, it's very possible. He did brace for it as he went down, fumbled the ball, so clearly he got hit. To what degree? I'm not seeing a guy that looks concussed. I'm seeing a guy that looks angry.
Well, we'll still see how that plays into on his next save opportunity.
So he's still in the game, yes. They'll push it forward. Here's Villegas. Now it's Tyre. Forward for Catheria, but it's Norville who just gets rid of it. Right up here near our booth.
Oh!
So close. To be honest, I would have liked a little more effort from the fan up there.
Yeah, she didn't even throw a wing at that at all.
No, she was absolutely terrified.
It was kind of the slow car crash there.
Now Farrar chesting it to Watt. Olsen and Hutton now all over him. Should be a throw-in for Minneapolis City, and it is.
It's good defensive work by Aaron Olsen.
Aaron Olsen, one of your first signings with Minneapolis City, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a Stegman's guy.
So that goes all the way back then.
Yeah, he's a Stegman's guy, and he was an international before then, and you know
So he went to college in Texas.
He went to Trinity College in Texas, and Trinity is just a perennial powerhouse in the Division III ranks. And after graduation, came up here with his finance degree, looking to get a job, and he did. And he's stayed here ever since and been a part of our team since we started. Kind of one of the founding members with guys like Matt Elder and Trey Benhart, Will Kidd, Abdallah Ba. You see a lot of those guys still out here today. Steve, Ian Smith.
And you have to say, Olsen, maybe the foundation of your defense as well. One of the more consistent players back there.
Absolutely. You got to pull him off the field.
That's a good player to have. Over Olsen's head.
Speak of the devil.
And Olsen is able to draw the foul. I didn't think it was anything too malicious from Watt. Just a couple of soft hands to the back.
Soft hands.
Soft hands.
Quiet feet, soft hands. I don't think we're getting a hydration break today. Usually it's around the 30th minute. We have
eclipsed.
That.
We are in the 33rd minute now, nearly 34th. Norville going long here. Controlled by Hutton, though. Now Corcoran on him. Pushing back inside. He has Wills.
Let's fire one here.
Now Stiegward trying to get it forward. Nobody making a run, however. Left foot.
It's all right.
Tim Wills. Hoffelner. He's making him work.
Equal to the test after that apparent head knock, Eric.
The way he rolled around. Thought it might have been something very serious. Thankfully, it is not.
Lost an eyelash.
Bob moving forward. Will's making a run in the middle. If he can find him, he'll just take the right foot.
Oh, and a goal!
My goodness, Abdallah Bob.
Bang!
From 25 yards out, no need to pass.
That was a laser.
No chance for Hoffelner. And if the sporting director is happy, the Crows fans are happy. It is 1-0 in the 34th minute, courtesy of Abdallah Ba.
The next 5 minutes are going to be very crucial, Eric. The Crows have to lock down, but keep the pedal down. They can't get complacent and sit back with the fact that they do have one goal getting close to halftime. And I do believe that goal was created by the fact that you saw You saw Tim Wills clear the space out, looking like he was going to be making a run, and it cleared the shooting channel for Ba, and he tucked it home.
Worked out absolutely perfect. Talking about being unselfish or selfish, that was a moment where if that thing goes 10 yards wide, you're wondering why he takes that shot. But the touch on it, the opportunity, taking advantage of, as you mentioned, that open channel, works perfectly as Abdallah Ba aces that one. It's 1-0 City. Now quickly getting back after it, though, Duluth.
You'll let Duluth shoot from 25, 30 yards out all day.
The pesky blue-greens.
The only trouble that would come from that, Eric, is the fact that the sun is shining into Elder's eyes right now.
Thank goodness for Crows, though, and your squad, John, as they only have to deal with that for another 15 minutes or so.
It's good defensive work by Max Stigward. Don't think anyone really talked to Farrar there to let him know that he had anyone coming from behind him. Stigward nipped it off his foot.
And that is a tough thing. Things get muddy in the midfield, and if they aren't communicating, similarly to what you saw with your guy, Martin Brown, last week, he took a couple instances where he, in some cases, didn't know somebody was coming to get him, and that partially led to the ankle injury that keeps him out tonight.
Yep, it's a good aerial battle between Farrar and Kent there.
Couple of redwood trees working on it. Now Kent surveying. Stigwart coming back to receive.
This is what I was talking about.
Now Ba on the wing here. Maybe he wants two. He's pushing inside. That time it's more.
But once again, the Crows are varying up their attack. It's coming from the outside.
Ooh, physical battle. It might be Catheria, and it certainly is. It'll be a free kick for Minneapolis City. Yeah, we've seen a nice job in a couple instances, whether it's Tim Wills coming up through the middle and then trying to go wide, or in cases like what we just saw from Ba, and now Olsen making a run on the outside.
Pass has got to be better. Still on, though.
And he will keep it in. Tyre will push it out. There's something sneaky about John D. Hansen Field and that touch line there.
Two different colors.
I've watched it throughout the entire season, John. I don't know if that's the sneaky plan here, but a lot of opposing teams have wondered why that touch line is there. A lot of throw-ins for Minneapolis City.
Conspiracy theories.
It's a home crowd advantage. It's a home field advantage.
It's aliens, Eric.
37th minute on the verge of the 38th. Now Hutton getting forward. Villegas is tracking, trying to get back to get a left foot on it. The pass, and Tim Wills.
Oh, Timmy.
Ooh, not even through the uprights, Tim Wills.
Timmy.
That is the second game in a row.
Head over the ball, pal.
Where Tim Wills, that time right around the arc of the penalty area. Last week, a very similar opportunity near the penalty spot. And in both cases, the touch led to a bit too much loft from number 8. The lead remains 1-0. The 34th minute goal from Abdallah Ba.
Very unprototypical of Tom Corcoran there, passing up that diagonal ball to kick it directly out of bounds.
It's a strategy. Now Stigwart back to Kent.
Let the ball sit on Elder's foot for the next 6 minutes.
As you mentioned, the heat. You get that lead. Not calling it complacency, but you can certainly tell that energy conservation part of the plan today for Minneapolis City, especially now with that lead.
Great footwork by Will Kidd to get the throw in deep in the Duluth zone. Looks like the Duluth Dreadnoughts fan club not as energetic as the citizens are today across the way from us.
It's a hot one out there. Bring those mini fans. Now Ba into Wills. Wills clearing some space for him. It'll be over Villegas' head. I don't think Hutton planned on it being that way, however. May have had a chance had he anticipated. Back to Olsen.
Oh, boy.
Now here we go. Here's Catheria.
They're going to have to go backwards. They don't have enough numbers up.
And Joe Watt.
Here comes that diagonal.
Not far enough up there. And Corcoran to Wakabayashi up the touchline. Wakabayashi now into Moore. Now forward for Catheria. Norville All legs providing the defense there. Watt thought about taking a shot. Now he'll push it forward. Bob, poor clearance from him. Now Moore with the header in. Farrar trying to gather the love of the official and skying over it.
Waving your arm at the ref after a bad touch is not the way to get in there to tug at our heartstrings, Eric.
It wasn't the most inspiring flop I've ever seen in my life. And it'll be a goal kick for Minneapolis City. Got the rhythm.
See, Neil Peart showed up today. That's a Rush reference, kids.
A lot of millennials that love soccer and had no idea who that guy was.
Look him up on YouTube.
Now Norville, forward to Kent. Still a handful of minutes left in the first half.
Great ball.
Long ball for Hutton. Ooh, first bounce on that field turf.
Now the first thing to look here is having City up and over and pressuring in so that they deny the easy throw-in.
And Olsen wearing the armband, clamoring for Stigward and company to move up. Now it's Hutton on Watt. Now Tyre. Farrar likes having the ball at his foot. He moves back defensively.
Villegas does not look comfortable on the ball.
Continued problems for him indeed. Now Smith having some issues of his own in the middle, trying to find somebody to work with. Castro closing out everybody he
Oliver's
comes in
in
contact with. Oliver with the left foot.
And a goal!
An absolute blunder by Hoffelner.
It was the head injury, Eric, I think.
In his first start, his second match and opportunity for Minneapolis City. What an absolute blunder.
You look at the body language, you have half of Duluth's team is getting water, half of the guys' hands are on their hips, the other half is yelling instructions to the other guys. They do not look like a happy, confident side right now. Even though the score is 2-0, their body language isn't showing that they really want to fight for it, Eric.
As a former mediocre high school goalkeeper, I feel so badly for Hoffelner right now, but that was not expected to be a tally. But Justin Oliver, Minneapolis City, they'll take it any way that they can get it. And in the 42nd minute now, it is 2-0 Minneapolis
And he's
City.
on again.
And now he's got some space. It might be Ben Tall trying to move back. Beautiful, beautiful job by Ben Tall. Just getting that off of Oliver's foot. Goal number 2 on the mind for Justin Oliver.
You start to think back in history, Eric, and wonder what would have been if Oliver would have maybe taken some of those selfish chances that he passed.
Oof. And that's the second game in a row as Wakabayashi now up the wing. Supporting is Moore, will get in the middle again for Katheria, again unable to connect.
I don't think Watt's going to win a foot race against Hutton
Probably not.
Olsen.
When you watch Oliver make his debut on Wednesday with VSLT, you saw somebody that really ran at defenders and ran at goal, and unable to get on the score sheet on Wednesday, but productive. And he was in that mix when Juan Lewis scored the go-ahead goal, and now again tonight, every time he gets the ball at his foot, he's running at somebody. And this time he gets paid off with the massive mistake from Mr. Hoffelner. Now it's Smith, Norville.
City's just happy to have possession here. Not looking to do anything too spectacular. Take some air out of the ball, go into halftime 2-0.
Now forward for Oliver again. Hoffelner able to handle that. And that's the key there. Not getting your foot off the gas, but it can be incredibly inspiring for Duluth if you're able to get a tally here before the break. You don't want that to happen. As Ben Tall trying to find somebody long, he'll settle for more up close.
City's doing a great job of suffocating that ball centrally. And really, the only thing that Duluth's had is, from a danger standpoint, has been directly long ball either to Farrar or to one of the wingers, and him laying the ball off to an on-rushing winger. But, I mean, they're at 3/4 pressure right now, and City, with a 2-goal lead, will take it all day.
That's what they're doing now. Moore, though,
boy.
huge mistake from Moore, and now he comes back and just puts a thigh into Farrar. It'll be a free kick. I wouldn't be surprised if Norville is booked.
I don't think so. If you don't book the first one for Duluth, you let that one go, and then it's all square.
He's nothing if not consistent. Yellow being asked by Mr. Corcoran right now.
So we're approaching the 45th minute. What do you think about 1 minute extra time, potentially?
1 to 2 minutes at the max for sure. And it is indeed the 45th minute now, so we'll see. Well, they don't let us know.
Right.
But somehow they know.
I wouldn't be surprised if Corcoran doesn't try to put one on frame here.
Corcoran's got the leg for it. Does he have the touch? And he's just going to chip it in, and it will be, looked like Ben Tall trying to get a header on
And
it.
great clearance by Will Kidd. That's very smart soccer.
Wakabayashi.
Oh,
Now
boy.
an awful giveaway, potential chip, and it will get a
Matt
ball.
Elder drops the ball.
That'll be a yellow card to Max Kent in the 45th +1.
Looks like some confusion there. Matt drops the ball.
And you just got it. You got to have better communication there. And I couldn't tell, was it Kent that potentially called off Elder? That's got to be Elder's ball. He's got to be the king of his castle back there.
It was Elder calling off Kent. He just didn't come off strong enough and just blow everyone up out and really demand that ball.
And as I talked about just a couple minutes ago, as Joe Watt stands over this one, he appears to be the one taking the penalty here. This is a huge confidence booster if you're Duluth. You're frustrated, your goalkeeper, blunderous goal given up and conceded by Hoffler, and now conceding the penalty after a miscommunication in the box. Yellow card to Max Kent. Let's see
Worst
what Mr.
case
Elder
scenario
can do
for
here
City
for
right
Moore.
here.
And it's stopped!
Yes!
And it's stopped, and Farrar has it on his foot. Now back to Kathiri with a shot. It'll be a goal kick and redeeming himself.
Totally
Matt
redeems
Elder.
himself.
Matt Elder redeeming himself.
Traded the Mutt-Cuts van straight up for that save.
Chaos turned to calm with the veteran
And we
Matt
go
Elder.
into half on that, Eric. That is about as much of a confidence swing and a almost, first half haymaker that you can lay on Duluth.
It is indeed halftime here at John D. Hanson in Osseo, Minnesota. Saturday night soccer, NPSL action, Minneapolis City, the host and the leader. 2-0 with a 34th minute goal from Abdallah Ba, 42nd minute. His first start with the Crows, Justin Oliver gets one in the 42nd, and that massive penalty save from Matt Elder in net after the miscommunication and chaos in the area leads to this 2-0 advantage for Minneapolis City. John Bisworm, Crows sporting director, in the booth with me. I'm Eric Nordquist, and we'll be back for second half soon. John D. Hanson here in Osseo. Second frame underway, 2-0 in favor of Minneapolis City over Duluth here. It was a 34th minute goal, a strike from distance. Abdallah Ba is first of the year, putting City up 1-0. And then Justin Oliver, first start for the Crows. Made it 2-0. We have our first foul. Looks like at the hands of Corcoran there.
That's the second Corcoran foul on Stigwart.
I'm Eric Nordquist here with you, John Bisworm. I brought in the sporting director so that he could help me find out who all the guys were on the field here.
It's a lot easier than the Twin Stars game, isn't it?
much, much easier with the correct roster and names.
You hope
Everything
that
cleared out. Stiegler walking it off here.
you hope that doesn't do
okay
any
with him.
damage. Yeah. Probably not the start that Duluth wanted.
Absolutely not. But the start Minneapolis City wanted with the North Division on the line here. 3 points will ensure trophy hoisting for Minneapolis City. And, of course, with bigger aspirations, a draw or a victory will ensure NPSL playoffs. Now controlling is Norville. Wills with Corcoran tracking. Now Norville, potentially a shot for him, thinks better of it. Now Hutton, intercepted by Moore, and Wakabayashi moving it forward for Duluth. Now they try to counter. It's Farrar near the touchline.
It's a good first touch by Farrar. Ba equal to the task, though.
Trouble at times, the Crows closing out offensive opportunities for Duluth. Very effective that time, pure effort. Now Castro outside to Wakabayashi.
So the Crows are going to be content with letting the possession from Duluth be in the defensive third. Because, I mean, if you look at it right there, they're not really committing a lot of numbers forward. So the Crows do have a number advantage.
Indeed they do, as the Crows take over. Now Wills being pushed from behind by Castro. Excuse me, that's Villegas.
Every foul, Eric, is just another minute, 30 seconds adding to Duluth's time.
You're counting it down. Certainly no lack of bias in the booth this evening, with Mr. Bisworm rooting for his Minneapolis City Crows to hold up some NPSL North hardware.
Olsen getting a little turf monster there. Almost took a digger.
Now Catheria outside to Villegas. Villegas able to get it inside. It'll be Wills with the head. Now Stiegward to Kidd. Moore, will he take a shot on net? The right foot in the goal. It'll be 2-1.
Probably the last thing you want as a Crows fan. A little bit of a breakdown there in the middle, kind of sucking in, ball watching, and then Moore, equal to the task, just tucked it home.
Liam Moore in the 48th minute makes it 2-1. First tally for Duluth this evening. Not a ton of pace on that shot. Perfect placement. John, what have you thought of the players to watch? We know about Justin Oliver. He had the goal. Now that was a complete blunder by Hoffelner, but we'll get over that. But now you have, let's see how Ba handles this. Into Kent. And that's a good lead in. Max Kent. What he's been able to do against Kyle Farrar. And overall his defensive game this evening.
I think the goal came from the fact that Max Kent didn't actually step out to Farrar, and Farrar was able to turn on him and then find Liam Moore. But overall, the aerial battles, I think he's been doing a fantastic job at. You just wish he would have tightened up a little bit there. But Justin Oliver, we talked about it, maybe being a little more selfish. We saw what he can do. Maybe in the second half, he's got more of a green light to take a flyer.
Castro trying to take a flyer on the goal scorer, Liam Moore. Unable to connect, to throw in now, Minneapolis City. Villegas, confidence problem on the ball for him, none for Catheria. Drawing the free kick there, Stiegward.
We're gonna watch the quick one here, but it looks like they're gonna slow it down, let Corcoran hit one.
(2-1) entering the 50th minute.
Looks like Hoffner's having some trouble with the sun there, Eric.
Sun going down here in Osseo, Minnesota. Now flicked in. Tire. No harm, as Elder's easily able to snag that. Beautiful evening here in Osseo, Minnesota, home of the Osseo Orioles. Two teams at the top of the table. But for some reason, Duluth has Tim Wills with a ton of space here.
Drive.
Now Hutton forward. Oliver, goal of the night! Justin Oliver!
Definitely the response you're looking for.
Less than 3 minutes later, Justin Oliver, in his first start for Minneapolis City, has tallied his second goal. The advantage is now 2 once again for Minneapolis City as Duluth gets it restarted. John, you had barely finished talking about what Oliver might be able to do in the second half. Will's able to find Hutton on the outside and a simple pass to the middle near tap-in terrier Farrar. Nearly able to get a head on it. Should be a handball on Corcoran. You get the whistle there. It'll be a free kick, Minneapolis City.
Looks like Minneapolis City has Josh De La Rosa warming up on the sidelines. U23 call-up, Josh De La Rosa.
Josh De La Rosa, indeed. A goal earlier this year as well. He's been on the score sheet. You're the sporting director. Where do you slot a guy like Josh De La Rosa in?
Josh can play a number of positions. He's very good at the number 9 at the target striker spot. He's not a big guy, but he's got pace. You could also put him out on a wing, but I don't know if you're looking to take off a guy like Hutton or Kidd for De La Rosa, unless there's an energy thing that Coach Pribble wants to add. Looks like Corcoran was subbed off for someone, or did we get a sending off? I didn't see a sub come on.
No sending off.
No sending off. Looks like it was Dana Kowalczyk coming on for Tom Corcoran. So trying to get another offensive player into the game for Duluth.
Now Kidd pushing forward. It's Catheria.
They've moved Joe Watt into the center of the field.
Now Farrar battling with Kent for possession. And he's able to draw the foul on Kent.
Not quite sure what another kind of athletic, aggressive battle between two players. Nothing dirty in it, and then the referee, yellow, giving the call on it again.
Almost reflexive when someone loses the ball to make that whistle call because it's so physical, as Watt pushes it in. Norville able to get the head on it. Now Hutton having to slow it up. Olsen just gets it out. Wakabayashi, big mistake. Now Oliver is back in track, both of Villegas and Wakabayashi, to keep Oliver from potentially going in alone. Stigwart battling with Catheria.
That was a great recovery run by Wakabayashi.
Now Norville to Kidd, first touch. Bental.
Oh, unlucky.
Bad first touch by Ba, first. And throw in for Duluth. 55th minute, 3-1 in favor of Minneapolis City.
Uh-oh.
Now Watt, given the benefit of the off-the-shoulder doubt. Here's Liam Moore. Kowalczyk falling as he tries to look for Catheria.
Good clearance by Wills.
And Wills will just get that out of bounds. I'm assuming the ref believed that since his arm was down at his side that it wasn't worth calling the handball there, but it was clearly off the bicep of Watt.
Looked like hand to ball, not ball to hand there. I believe that's a definition. Wakabayashi with the long throw.
Bental with the head on it. That'll fall out for a goal kick. Good communication from Elder there in net. telling Ba just to let that one go.
Looks like Coach Pirble has pulled Josh De La Rosa back and has Charlie Adams and Ipsa Hamid, another U23 call-up, warming up. Potentially thinking about maybe icing something out here, bringing in players that do the work on the defensive end, but also like to keep possession.
Minneapolis City would be very happy if the result holds at 3-1. Ensuring the title, ensuring first place. Road match at Dakota on July 7th. Now Ba stepping in.
City losing possession in really bad spots here, but looks like Will Kidd doing the hustle work to stop the counterattack.
Just slowing them down enough to get numbers back. Here's Watt. Wakabayashi getting past Kidd if he can center it. Nice positioning by Ba. Maybe had more time than he thought. He'll push that out for a throw-in.
Definitely looking for a shout from one of his teammates. I guess I stand corrected. De La Rosa coming in for Oliver up top.
2 goals, not a bad performance.
Not a bad start.
And Justin Oliver, number 9, leaving the field. And it will indeed.
Not necessarily leaving on a rocket ship, is he?
Not
taking his time.
Not in any hurry, but he scored twice, so he feels like he can do the strut. And it is Josh De La Rosa entering, number 21. Now potentially on the counter if Hutton can put on the wheels, but it's Kowalchuk providing some pressure to get him out.
That was a good recovery for Duluth there. That could have been quite dangerous for them.
Minneapolis City SC.com is the place to go. Give thanks to great local soccer. Support this club. And of course, thanks to Little Caesars Summer Brewery, Twin Cities Orthopedics, for the work that they do in making this club what it is today. Saturday Night Soccer here at John D. Hanson. Physical play there. Free kick the way of Nick Hutton. Now, of course, if Duluth are losers tonight, they still have 1 match left with Med City, an opportunity to pick up 3 points and assure themselves a playoff spot. It's Wakabayashi. Good body positioning overall, and Hoffelner probably wanting to touch the ball as few times as possible here in the second frame. But VSLT nipping on the heels here. They have a game in hand, so if they were to win their 12th match, that would put them at 23 points. An opportunity through the final 2 then to max out around 29.
Great look by Aaron Olson to try to spring Nick Hutton there.
The stands are rocking right now.
Yeah.
The citizens and just the Crows faithful here in attendance. Can he find Tim Wills?
Get the corner.
Finds himself a corner. Second best option.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Eric. That's why we work well together. That telepathic energy we got going on in the booth.
Indeed. It's because we're making eye contact the whole time.
It is. Never break eye contact.
It'll be Stigward on the ball from the corner.
Fourth goal would be great right here.
Delivery. It's De La Rosa with a potential header. Katheria in the perfect spot for Duluth. He'll head that clear. Now a throw in. Nick Hutton. The goal to Tim Wills came from a throw in at nearly the identical spot. He'll chuck that thing deep. Max Kent trying to come in and make something happen there.
Another corner kick.
And it will be another corner. Villegas not able to catch up to it.
It's like Juan Luis is warming up as well for the Crows.
And we're entering the 60th minute here. Kent with a header on it. It'll travel over the crossbar.
Another corner kick.
And are they saying yet another deflection?
Good to see the awareness of Josh De La Rosa looking for the short corner there, but dragging what looks like 2 defenders out to clear some space out for the taller guys.
Now in, Tim Wills with another header. That'll go.
And another corner kick.
And another corner. Ben Tall in frustrated, exasperated fashion, throwing his arms up to the referee. He can't believe it.
Get a different kick taker here.
Maybe the 4th corner upcoming here in this exchange alone, and it'll be De La Rosa. Now the short corner. Try something new, and he'll cross it in. A header for Kent.
Oh, man, that's what you're looking for.
All he had to do, it looked like, was try to redirect that to the right post behind Hoffelner. Ooh, razor-thin margins there, Mr. Bisworm. Now they're back on it, though. Villegas stepping in. It will be a throw-in for Duluth.
Under the half-hour mark, Eric.
It's getting closer, my friend. Abdallah Ba, 34th minute goal in the first half.
I think Charlie Adams is going to be entering for the Crows. For Max Stigwart.
And then in the 42nd and 51st minute, Justin Oliver gets you to 3. 48th minute goal from Liam Moore. The single tally for Duluth. And you are indeed correct. Charlie Adams making his appearance. Now I have to ask you, this is the 2nd straight game as Stigwart leaves, Adams enters. Where Charlie Adams, typically I've seen him at right back for a large part of the year. Norville clearing that out. It will be a corner for Duluth. But this is the 2nd straight game now I've seen Charlie in this more midfield centralized spot. What's up with that?
Charlie Adams actually, I won't take all the credit. When Charlie came to us from Minnesota United Reserves in the Open Cup run 2 years ago, I actually slotted him at right back. But his natural position is defensive center midfield. And he played there for 4 years at
Now
Gustavus.
Tyre trying to take a shot.
Numbers for the Crows here if we can switch the field.
Now it's Adams, known speedster. A little bit slow on the pass to him. He'll find Wills pushing towards goal.
Looks like Nick Hutton came from an offside position there.
He was indeed offside, and there will be a throw-in.
Little unselfishness for the Crows there. Might have gone a long way, Eric.
For Duluth, they have to start all over. Now it's Adams into Smith. Norville.
Unlucky first touch there for Nick Hutton.
Charlie Adams, by the way, get to know him. Gustavus graduate. He was an all-North Conference player last year in the NPSL for Minneapolis City. Had a goal and an assist. And he was fantastic defensively at right back.
He was voted All-League last year, North Conference. Nice to have pedigree of an all-conference player you can bring in when the pressure cooker's turned up a little bit to kill out a game, no matter where you put him on the field.
Long cross. Ben Tall trying to get a head on it, but it's Kent. Now De La Rosa with Kidd making a run alongside. And Villegas will push that out. It'll be a throw-in.
Seiko Chroma off the bench. Mark Haight off the bench. Looks
Meanwhile, Katheria is leaving.
For some guy.
And it'll be Koacek, number 10, coming in for Katheria. It was David Rice, number 9, that was in for Corcoran. Now De La Rosa. He wants Hutton to make a run, who now finally does. Trying to get an angle on Villegas. Nice job defensively by Villegas. That's Rice there, number 9. Now Castro a thorn in the side all night, but De La Rosa able to control it now. Left foot. Not difficult for Mr. Hoffelen.
You like to see Josh taking that shot. It keeps the goalkeeper honest.
Indeed, sun in his eyes, albeit a setting sun. 67th minute, John D. Hansen, 3-1 Minneapolis City over Duluth. A playoff spot and a title potentially locked up in the next half hour for Minneapolis City.
Eric, I still got to give credit to Duluth's number 8, Castro. He's been fantastic on the ball.
A playmaker all around, no doubt about it, Castro. Villegas now drawing the foul from Olsen. A lot of their pace has been derived from what Castro's doing out there. And kind of trading number 8s, John, really Tim Wills, what he does attacking-wise and then tracking back to work on the defensive end of things. You've seen that from Castro tonight as well.
Yep, absolutely.
Now the free kick. It's Koacek joining the Crows wall. Now he'll back off.
I'd be real surprised if Watt doesn't try to put this in on frame.
He's got Farrar in.
Yep.
Headed out, it looked like by Wills. Now Watt's still with it. He's crossing it. Farrar with the first touch. Can Rice take the shot? And it's in, and it's now 3-2 Duluth off the deflection. It is David Rice with the goal for Duluth. So much chaos, so many bodies in front of Matt Elder. Off the deflection, there's not a lot he can do.
There's zero he can do there. I mean, you want your defenders to throw their bodies in the way of the shot. That's the kind of thing that just happens.
And now it is 3-2. Drama continues here.
Can't make it easy, huh?
Now Koacek. Forward to Moore. Goal scorer earlier. He'll cross it, the head by Kent in perfect position. Now Watt just getting in front of Kidd effectively. Wakabayashi with the left foot.
Elder.
No problem for
Elder had that one read.
Still a 1-goal advantage. The blue-green flag is flying on the far side of the field here in Osseo. Olsen trying to dribble through everybody. Watt sticking the big leg in there. Back in the hands of Duluth. Here's Villegas to throw. And that's the frustrating presence of Watt there. You've seen him use his body and size advantage to his advantage almost the entire night. Not sure exactly what Villegas thought he might get from that. It'll be a goal kick, Minneapolis City.
So we're going to get a Juan Luis for Tim Wills sub.
Indeed it is in the 70th minute.
Tim Wills put in a good shift today. Yes, he might go back to the one he could have tucked home, but all of the things, the intangibles he did outside of scoring the goal, I think were fantastic today.
So you say Luis, I say Lewis.
It's Luis.
It is?
Yes.
Well, that's a problem because in the 86th minute, with that sweet goal he pulled off for the winner last week against VSLT, I said Juan Lewis. So now he's going to be angry with me.
I don't think he's angry with anybody.
Okay.
He scored the goal, so.
I was his second goal at 2018. And maybe number 19, Mr. Juan Luis, can come in and notch number 3. That's Adams. Now Juan Luis with his first significant touch forward to Hutton. Seen Villegas evolve over the course of this match for Duluth.
Good
getting
switch
more
of the
confident in possession, but Ba with some space in front of him. Wakabayashi walking his way back. Now Ba maybe trying to get the left foot. That goes over everybody. Goal kick. Minneapolis City, blessed with a supporters group here this evening. Very passionate for the Crows and getting this W here. Probably clock watching, 72nd minute now. Bental looking long for Moore, who's just not tall enough, although it's Rice now, the goal scorer off the deflection. He speeds past Olsen and centers it.
Elder, great hands.
Grappled. Fantastic hands by Matt Elder. Juan Luis. Now Adams just snuffed out by Watt, but he gets through it. Now numbers moving forward. Hutton putting the wheels on. It'll be Hofflner getting there before anybody, however. Now switching to Wakabayashi. Too much for Koacek, immediately turned over. Castro, pressure on everybody. He's done it all night, and he's doing it on Adams now.
Great.
Trying to make the turn, his kid. Stepping in, Koacek.
It's a good job of the ref by letting that play go.
Now a turnover from Adams, and it'll be Moore pushing forward. Now Smith.
Good bout of possession by City.
Here's Hutton. Hutton able to control it. Can he center with the shot?
Look to see Duluth trying to commit some more guys forward soon, Eric. I mean, they're going to have to. There's just so many times where the defensive center midfielders for City have too much time on the ball.
Now throw in here.
Looks like Ipsa Hamid is going to be making his entrance here for number 4, Ian Smith.
What do we know about Ipsa Hamid?
Ipsa goes to Augsburg, so he's a product of where we played last year.
Edor Nelson.
Edor Nelson, the Nelly. Very composed center midfielder. Doesn't necessarily look like it, but very, very good. Athletically, he reads the game very well, and he's a possession-first midfielder, which is something that you need right now when you have to try to kill out a game.
And he'll enter for Ian Smith as we enter the 75th minute. You want to see Olsen get that off his foot a bit earlier. Now he's trying to redeem himself, which he does. Gets the turnover. Now Hamid. As De La Rosa scooting through. That's got to be a foul there for Tyrer.
We see our first booking of the night.
And it will be.
Tyrer in the 45th.
The first booking for Tyrer. Ryan Tyrer. In the 76th minute, we'll get the yellow card. First yellow card, unfortunately, had to go to your guy, Max Kent.
Oh, yeah, it was the second booking of the night.
Pre-penalty, pre-brilliant save, which is looking even more brilliant as the margin is razor thin. 3-2 here. Charlie Adams to take the free kick. Chipping it in, Max Kent with the header. No danger there. Unable to get it on target. Goal kick. Duluth FC.
Long ball.
Now the flick from Kowacek to Kobayashi, or Wakabayashi.
Close.
I'm allowed one stupid mistake a game, and that's it. Now Hutton. De La Rosa trying to keep it in. He is able to. He's got Kidd at the top of the 18, but Villegas getting it forward now. Nice job stepping in and alleviating the pressure for Duluth. Now Kowacek. Forward to Farrar. He's going to have to get it back to Moore, which he does.
Good tackle by Olsen.
Good timing by Olsen. And he even wins the throw-in.
Not sure what the Duluth coach is complaining about. That was just a good stand-up tackle. I mean, you see their player go down, but that was definitely neat contact. But nothing malicious in it. I agree with yellow. So we have another substitution, number 15, in for Duluth. And our guy Castro looks like he's been removed.
Castro's night is done. Alex Peterson. Alex Peterson, number 15, is entering for Castro. Time dwindling down, guaranteeing an interesting final 10 to 15 minutes of this one, 78th minute. And it was a brilliant evening, in my opinion, for Castro, for Duluth. Alex Peterson with some work to do to follow that up. But good, fresh legs.
Good composed play by Wakabayashi there to head the ball back to Hoffner.
And Hoffner will get it to Bental. Now some space for Wakabayashi. Stepping in is Ba. Now numbers maybe headed the other way. Hutton slowing it down. Somebody's got to tell him that Rice is coming back. And it's turned over now, and Duluth has it. Tyro getting a... And now Nick Hutton. Yellow card for Hutton. That coming in the 79th minute.
Quick restart by Duluth. Trying to catch the Crows napping.
Long ball too much for Watt. And Elder will go out and get that one. What goes into a team being one of the least penalized, or carded teams in the NPSL or in this division in particular? Minneapolis City has kept the pure number of yellow cards down over the course of this season. What goes into that?
I think it's a mixture of a couple things. I mean, one, it's just being in the right place at the right time. I mean, defensively, you don't necessarily have to drag a guy down every time, but if you can, read the game better, you're in the spots, and the tackles become less violent and more, one guy falling into the other instead of, sweeping a leg afterwards.
Now Juan Luis.
Unlucky.
Just a bit of a hop on him. Throw in for Duluth. 80th minute. Now Peterson. Back to Tyrer. And to Rice. Now Amid making a run forward.
It's that composed play I was talking about with Ibsa, just so smooth on the ball.
Olsen trying to find Hutton on the run. Another sub incoming.
Looks like Mark Haight for Abdallah Ba. So Ba, after hitting that banger, his night's done.
Fantastic goal for him coming in the 34th minute to get the goal scoring started tonight at John D. Hanson. And he should get a rousing ovation from the Crows faithful, and he certainly is. And it will be Mark Haight coming on.
Neil Peart certainly likes it.
Throw in Minneapolis City. Now pressure from Villegas wins the throw-in. Farrar able to control. Good, nice touch back to Watt. Now Moore on the run. He will catch up to it. How can Kent handle this? Does he get help from Olsen? It'll be Rice centering it. Now punching it out is Matt Elder. Farrar had a sniff on it. Nice job by the goalkeeper.
Smart play by Wakabayashi there to let that roll out for the throw-in. Taking off your talisman in Farrar for what I believe would be maybe Ivan Adika or Garganayu doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, Eric. He's been a proven goal scorer, but you know, fresh legs always helps.
Fresh legs help, and as we enter nearly the 83rd minute, the tough thing for Farrar is that most recent opportunity, the punch out by Elder, was really his only opportunity on the attack so far tonight. Now headed out, and it's going to be Malcolm Lumsden. Malcolm Lumsden, number 7. You'll see him in substitution of Farrar.
I was totally wrong.
But your point remains the same. The guy you like having the ball at his foot in that area, you got to take him off in the 83rd minute. Now you're relying on Lumsden carry the mail for you.
The way the Duluth defense has been shifting, there's been a lot of space open for Will Kidd, and you can see it right now. If City can do a good job of maybe getting a quick switch to the field, we might be able to isolate him one-on-one, and we know what he can do one-on-one.
Wakabayashi did take a peek back to locate Kidd. But tons of space here on the near side for number 12. Out forward is Rice. Goal in the night looking for Lumsden. Big head there by Max Kent. Now Norville, bit of composure for him. Clearly a handball by Alex Peterson.
It's like Siku Chroma has entered, and he will be going up top. Here's that isolation with Will Kidd that we can get right here.
It looks like Nick Hutton's night is done. Siku Chroma, 1 goal this year. Now Lumsden. First touch, bringing him into the corner. Now the physical battle.
Max Kent went down a little easy there.
And there may have been contact to Kent's face and some frustration for number 22. You'll get the inside scoop on that after the match, I'm sure.
Saying there was an elbow swung. I didn't necessarily see it, but Max is a very honest guy.
Now Kent battling with Bental for body position in the middle with the long throw in. And it will be Kent with the header out. Juan Luis with room. Unable to catch up to that. Chroma's fast. He's not that fast.
Hoffler way off his line.
And it looks like in the blink of an eye, your guy Ivan Adika actually has come on, number 4, but playing back. And it appears he replaced Villegas. Whistle for the foul is Lumsden. Free kick Minneapolis City. Clock's a ticking, sporting director John Bisworm, 86th minute here at John D. Hansen. Now it's Chroma. Chroma able to get by Wakabayashi. Throw in for City. And they'll let Olsen trot all the way up there to get it.
It's like Duluth maybe have switched to a 3-5-2. Trying to commit quite a few more players forward.
Tough throw in there for Olsen. He'll give it another try. Waning stages. Chroma possessing it at his feet. Now it's Juan Luis. Peterson all over him physically. Now Chroma with some space getting inside. He'll center it. Kidd with the right foot.
And a goal!
And potentially a title-winning nail in the coffin of the adversary.
Great work. Great work by Siku Chroma to kind of give the fake that he was going to take the ball into the corner to try to kill some time. Turns his defender, and look what happened. Finds Will Kidd. We just talked about how the fact that if he's isolated out wide and we can get a quick ball to him, look what he can do.
The work of Chroma able to get Peterson in on Juan Luis. That space that Chroma was able to find inside as the quick restart now. And the ball forward for more will just go harmlessly to Elder, and he's in no hurry, of course. But you have Juan Luis fighting with Peterson and able to get out of that mess, get it to Chroma with that space. And brilliant job by Will Kidd, by the way, his 4th goal of the year. Not trying to overpower that, just some composure in the right moment. Touch it, right corner.
Tuck it home.
And we've already seen Hoffler enough tonight to know that that was not something he was going to be able to deal with. And the time continues to tick.
Not sure what Yellow's calling on that one. It looked as if Juan Luis did have position and the ball, but maybe arm hit face or went over the end line, looks like.
Adika and Juan Luis racing for it. Goal kick. Hoffler rushing to get it restarted. 89th minute at John D. Hansen. 2-goal advantage for the Crows following that 86th-minute tally from Will Kidd. Here's Hamid. Now forward off the deflection from Wakabayashi. Chroma with plenty of time and space. It's Ben Tall tracing him. And he'll get pushed down. He'll draw the foul from Ben Tall. Be a free kick for Minneapolis City. We are 30 seconds away from final stoppage time. Level of excitement at this stage, Mr. Sporting Director.
I'm very silent, as you can probably tell, mostly because I have all the feels right now, Eric.
You're getting fidgety.
Yeah, I am.
Just like Peterson is now with Juan Luis with some space to left foot.
I know what Duluth has done from coming from behind. I know it's a 2-goal deficit, but you still just have to wait for that final whistle to come.
And here's Adika. Trying to find Lumsden off of Charlie Adams. Nice job by Kent just finding the easy pass. And now Juan Luis with a ton of space. And can he keep it in? The flag goes up. No. It'll be a throw-in for Duluth. Now Hoffler. Rice tripping over Hamid. Excuse me, Tyro. Somehow Hamid being called for the foul there despite not being able to see that Tyro was running right through him.
It's like
but a free kick.
It's like Duluth is committing everyone forward here. So we go into 90th minute. Now we're in stoppage time. Good aerial win by Max Kent there.
Duluth certainly in desperation mode. This would leave them with one match to go and 25 points, meaning that technically VSLT, John, could win out and knock Duluth out of a postseason opportunity.
That is definitely in the cards. You also have Med City that's lurking. So if this result does stand, Eric, you look to see what those other scores are from around the league, as second place is up for grabs. It looks like a corner kick here. I thought De La Rosa maybe did get the last touch there, but it looks as if this could be the end of the match here if the referee, I mean, I don't know how much time you would add. There were a lot of substitutions, but this could mean the title for the Crows.
Juan Luis trotting over. Clearly the short corner coming to Chroma. Now in the corner. We'll go over the line.
Another corner kick. This has to be it.
The sporting director has his own watch up here in the booth at John D. Hansen.
It's moving a few second hands quicker, Eric.
Come on, Yellow.
Yeah. Blow that whistle.
Get it together, Yellow. Now the quick corner. Left foot by very frustrated Duluth bunch. Even Minneapolis City. Maybe they called offside there.
Max Kent gonna win the header here. Oh.
Now the header, but controlled in the empty net. Now Hoffenler back. And Chroma with the shot. Hoffenler able to snag that one.
You may have wanted Siku to pull that ball out again and keep possession. Great work by Ipsa Hamid. Just that calming presence in there again. Nice individual effort by
nice
Juan
job
Luis
by
there.
Tyrer there as well.
You have to just wonder.
Albeit a bit in vain, but
referee's checking his watch. Whistles in his mouth.
that's a good sign.
And there it is. The Crows win the division, Eric.
Congratulations. It is a final here at John D. Hansen in Osseo, Minnesota.
I'm going to have to go, man. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I got to get down on the field and celebrate. Thank you so much for having me.
That's John Bisworm, sporting director, Minneapolis City, and the final 4-2 in favor of the Crows. Abdallah Ba in the 34th minute. Justin Oliver, his first start for Minneapolis City in the 42nd and 51st minute, he found pay dirt. And then in the 48th minute, it was Liam Moore making it. At that point, it was 3-1, 3-2 with a goal from Rice. And then 86th minute, Will Kidd makes it 4-2, and that's the final here. And trophy hoisting in order for Minneapolis City and the Crows and the citizens and the fan base here in Osseo. Congratulations to Minneapolis City for clinching the 2018 NPSL North Division title. Thank you so much for being with us on a Saturday night. Fantastic soccer, a great contest between two incredibly talented squads. Minneapolis City finishing up with Dakota a week from today, July 7th. They'll be on the road. And then it's Duluth hosting Med City next Friday. And they're in peril as they try to maintain their spot in second place in the division and maintain their spot in the postseason. So much more action to come in the final week of regular season action in the NPSL. But one thing we do know is that the Crows are headed for the postseason as division champions. Congratulations, the water is coming out. Pribble has no idea. He's soaked, and on a muggy night in late June here in Minnesota, the vibes and the feelings are all good. I'm Eric Nordquist. Thank you again for being with us. Have a great night.